Hello everybody. That video will be about the motor mirrors that are in use in BMW e46 coupe and convertibles. I like to show you the difference between the motors that are in use. And yeah, that's it. So the simplest one you can see is on the left side. Even though they all look very similar, they are different. So that's the simplest one. This one is just two motors, nothing more than that. So there is an 4-pin connector in here, where actually 3 pins are in use, you may call it. 2 of them are shorted together. That's the common connection to both motors, and then the other 2 are controlling motors. Once voltage is applied, the motor is moving in one of the axes, so you can see that the gear of the motor through the rack and through the ball joint is connected to the outer ring, and once you will apply the voltage, it will just move it, right? So it will be moving in this direction, in that direction. At the end, it's what you are getting once you are using your mirror switch. Then the other style of the motor is the motor used for all mirrors, which has the mirror memory. There is a difference in the assembly because first of all, there is a small PCB board which is in use right now, so the motors are not directly soldered to the bottom housing like in this case. So there are 2 caps, but under there are soldering points in the simplest one. In more complex one, there is a PCB board, and there is 2 more components which are at the end important ones. So they are 2 potentiometers which are linked with the motors, and because of that, the control module, the mirror control module, can read out the position of the mirrors and then send it via key bus from the mirror module if needed to the entire network. But in case of those motors, the memory, the position memory, is inside the mirror module. That means in the door module the position is actually stored, and via key bus there is just information to store it or to recover it. That's this style. And then the latest style, so-called ribbon style, it's the motor integrated with the PCB board containing microcontroller. It's fully controlled via LIN bus. In case of those motors, the position of the mirror is stored in the GM5, so in the central body electronic module, and the movement, heating and folding function is controlled via LIN bus. So that are the 3 styles existing. The simplest one, so the one which just does contain motors without the potentiometers, it was also existing as a simplified version of this one. That means there was a PCB board. Obviously on the PCB board those spaces were empty, and there were some jumpers. I cannot recall exactly how it was, but for sure I had seen this simplest version with PCB board as well. Not so relevant at that point of time. Okay, so why they are different types of the mirrors? So whomever was dealing or replacing the mirror for sure had seen many advertises which was telling how many pins the mirror is having. So the simplest one, so-called 5-pin, at least I haven't seen that. The more simple one is basically 2 motors with 1 common pin, and then 2 of them are used to control the position. 2 other pins are actually not part of the motor, they are part of the mirror, and they are going directly to the mirror glass where the heating is located. So if in any market there is a version without heated memories, then I can imagine the 3-pin mirror might exist. Then in coupe only, I had seen that the sellers are telling that they have 7-pin mirror, which is not true at the end because it's 5 plus 2 pin. So there is a 5-pin connector, which is nothing different than this simplest one. And the 2-pin connector separate one is used to create connection to the folding motor, or for the motor that is responsible for folding and unfolding the mirror. Then there is separate control module used to control those motors. Then this guy is shown on this circuit diagram. I try to somehow show how it works. So you are having the same story with the motors, so 3 pins for the motors, and then the resistors which are used to show the position of the mirror or to control it, whatever you like to see it. You have the 2 pins which are actually measuring pins, and then you are having common ground and common plus 5 volt which is applied to them. So that makes you ending up with 7 wires, right? 1, 2, 3. Let me count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm right. Okay, so in theory you may have a 7-pin mirror. I never seen that one because then you are having 9-pin mirrors because there isn't heating, right? So for the coupe convertibles, which are having the mirror control module, you will see that there is a 9-pin mirror or 11-pin, which is the top version for e46 coupe convertibles prior 2003 September. Those ones controlled discretely, I like to call it, they are ending up with communicating to the car via key bus. That means the memory mirror control module, sorry, not memory, mirror control module is communicating with GM5 via key bus. So that was those 2 motors. Actually only this motor, sorry, because this one is controlled directly from the memory switch, so there is no electronic, it's just simple going through the mirror switch. This one, it's always hooked up with this control module installed in the driver and passenger door. And finally you have the latest greatest one after September 2003 with the DIN bus. And here the one which I was showing you already, that's the driver side. So it does have 2 connectors, one is purple, the second is black. The purple one is going to the mirror switch, and the mirror switch is nothing more than the set of resistors or resistances, and then those resistances are read through the A to D converter on my microcontroller, which is installed on the PCB board from the bottom side, covered with conformal coating. So that's this microcontroller. Then the control over the mirror is going through the LIN bus. On top of that, if the passenger side is selected, then the mirror is sending information to the passenger mirror that it needs to move. Then you had 2 other connections, so the supply and the ground. So that gives us the 6 connections, right? 1, 2, 3 purple connector, 1, 2, 3 black connector. Then as an output from the microcontroller, it's heating. That's this ribbon. And if you have the folding mirror version, then you will have the other ribbon, which is going to the folding motor. On passenger side, it's the same PCB, the same ribbon, it's just routed differently from this place. That means it will end up only with 1 black connector. So the passenger side will not have this interface, but everything else is the same. Okay, so that's about the mirrors. I will make for sure the other movie explaining a little bit the construction of those motor mirrors, and then the other one especially focused around the lean version, because many people are thinking that they are so fragile and non-reparable that it surprised me. So with this I will try to show a slightly different view on that one. Thank you very much. I hope you learned something new.